We swim through propaganda like fish swim in water. We don't even realize they got our sons and daughters trained to attack us and report us to authorities. White kids ashamed to be themselves, and minorities is pumped up and lied to, giving false pride to Latinos and black. Got us ready to attack and use our past sins as a weapon against us. They say they trying to heal us, but they wanna prevent us from getting over shit, using anger and shame to control us with and make us do they bidding, make us do they burning, and make us do they killing, while they sit back collecting our souls and shillings. They look at us like children, serfs and peons. They say it straight up in they books, that's why it's beyond the reach of the average cat in the street. We still distrust them off a basic instinct. I'm staring at these cucks and Karens unmasked in my b-boy pose. Finna blast the unspoken words so you can see my soul. Unspoken words echo through our heads now, but unspoken words sometimes need to be said. Unspoken words echo through our heads now, but sometimes them words just need to be said. Yeah. They say in the beginning certain words were spoken, each syllable had power, the spells was broken. Time done passed now. Hey, what's going on? Man, I hope y'all enjoyed that hot 16 that I just spit. Well, I mean, I think it was a hot 16. Other people might have varying opinions, and that's fine because we live in a free country, and that is the beauty of it. Hey, yo, this is I Tiger, Underground Star Podcast. Now, y'all know we try to put out culture, man. We try to put out deep, dope stuff, and for that reason, you're going to get a potpourri, a mixture, a pleasant floral mixture of things when you come to this website, when you come to this podcast. Now, one of the things that I want to do right now, aside from dropping that 16, man, I want to tell y'all about this dream. So check it out. Yeah. The other morning, I had some really interesting dream time. I mean, I can't remember exactly how the dream started, but I do know that towards the end, I flew again. And I noticed that the flying didn't start until I began to wake up. And I was waking up and I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to wake up. So at a certain point, I made myself like, no, I'm going to lay back down and go back to sleep. And as I laid back down, I joined that dream back kind of where I left it off. And at that point, I noticed I was flying very high above the earth. And it was somebody with me. Now, I don't know who it was. I couldn't see their face, but I could hear their voice. And we spoke several times, but I never saw them. I just heard them. And that person that was flying with me, they asked me to show them how to land, to fly down to the distant blue-green earth below. And I could see, looking down as we was floating above the earth, I could see grayish white streets crisscrossing, looking like cicatrices, looking like stitches on the blue-green earth. You know what I'm saying? Whoever it was that was flying with me, they apparently thought I was an expert, or they was making fun of me. I can't tell, because they was like, yo, why don't you show us how to land? Show us how it's done. Now, I didn't feel like no expert in the dream, but I still went ahead and stretched out my arms, and I began gliding down at a high rate of speed, like, and whoever that was with me followed me. They just, so we, and we was going rapidly, man. We was zipping, we was zooming, you know what I'm saying? And there was times when we was going so fast, it almost looked like I was surfing, like we surfing, you know what I'm saying? And my arms was outstretched, and they were flexing under the pressure of the wind as we descended. Kind of like, you know how airplane wings do, how they be when you ever been on a plane, you see them wings doing like moving up and down. That's how my arms was doing. So the weird thing is that, as if this whole dream ain't weird, the weird thing is while we flying down to the earth, I appeared to be James Brown. I knew I was James Brown. I felt like James Brown as I was approaching the earth. And it was at this point that I began to notice as we was gliding down that I was like, yo, we ain't exactly on target. we ain't gonna land exactly where I want us to land. Which goes back to the old dude saying, you an expert. And I told you I didn't feel like an expert. So anyway, as we were coming down and we wasn't landing where I thought we was gonna land, I purposely did my arms a certain way, man. I kind of leaned and went up real sharp and stalled out. I arced up at a sharp angle, like, and I did a tight circle back around toward where I wanted to be. And, you know, it seemed like I came up a little bit short, and me and my flight companion, and I still never saw the cat, but his voice seemed like he was a white male. So me and him both went whoo, and went up at an arc and whoo, dropped down like whoo, and landed safely in a large crater or a bowl-shaped depression that it seemed to be high up in the mountains somewhere. If you could picture a bowl in your mind, a bowl-shaped green valley high up in Peru or Argentina or someplace like that. So when we landed, went up and dropped down gracefully, kind of gracefully into that, I was still a cartoon version of James Brown. And I had a hat on, an afro, my bell bottoms, and some sharp-toed boots. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So I still felt like James Brown for a while, too. Like, even after I woke up out that dream, because that was pretty much the end. We landed. But even as I woke up and got in the shower and did my triple S maneuver, got in the car, even as I was driving to work, I still felt like James Brown. And in fact, my internal soundtrack was bumping like "Living in America." Good God, some kind of, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of funky song, James Brown-esque, was echoing through my internal soundtrack. Now, to me, this whole episode was especially interesting because I have always believed that I can fly in my dreams. Yeah, I know we've all had dreams of flying, but in my dreams, when I be flying, for some reason, I have a deep-seated belief that I am flying. It ain't no dream. I'm flying, but my mind is telling me, is interpreting it as, yo, you in a dream, son. So anyway, I haven't dreamed like this in a while. I used to have that dream quite a bit, but I haven't dreamed that way for some time. And I don't know, I think it was brought on by the fact that for Halloween, the Water Panther clan and I sat down as a family and watched that movie Insidious. And if you ain't seen that movie, man, I say go peep it out. It's a horror movie, but it's a little bit more. And I love that movie. Like, from the first time I ever saw, the first time if ever I saw your face. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I loved it because how it fits with my perceptions of being able to fly in my dreams. Now, I ain't gonna ruin it in case you haven't seen it. I don't want to do no spoilers and shit like that. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, I hope you go see it. And I hope you enjoyed this little, this Hot 16 and this little discussion of a dream. Also, I hope you enjoy your week too. So y'all going out there and conquer the world, you know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, I'm gonna say peace.